This is After Hours with Amy Lawrence. Time to ask Amy anything. Sort of.
Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Hey peeps, as promised, it's the third annual edition of Ask Amy Anything video because it's way better when you can see me talking with my hands. We're going to have Chris and Isaac ask the questions, and then we're going to let you decide smart, funny, or just stupid.
All right, Amy, here we go. If you had a blank check to go on any vacation in the world for any length of time, where would you go and what would you do?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. There's so many places in this world that I want to visit. I think a 2-week cruise around the Mediterranean would be amazing, or maybe just 2 weeks in Italy. But I have to say, probably it's Hawaii. And I would take the blank check, and I would take a full month, and I would visit every island, and I would climb as many mountains as I possibly could, and I would go parasailing, and I would go paragliding, and I would spend time laying on the beach. Hawaii is a place that I have reserved, the iconic vacation. I cannot wait. I'm hoping honeymoon, but maybe one of these days I'm just going to take off and go visit that amazing 50th state of ours just because I can't wait any longer.
Next question. If you were tasked with writing a book, what type of book would you write, and what would the name of your main character be?
Gosh, this one's easy. Probably at a different point in my life, I would have said, oh, it's about the lessons I've learned, the wisdom and experience from working as a female in a male-dominated industry. No, it would be the lessons I've learned from my dog, starring Penny. She is a hoot. She makes me laugh every day. She's really smart. I talk to my dog. This is really sad. Actually, it's kind of cool. I talk to my dog more than I talk to any other human on this planet, including you. You guys, as you listen to the show, Penny and I have great conversations, and she loves me. And everyone should have a dog that greets you at the door when you get home from work like she hasn't seen you in 10 years. So yes, it would be about the lessons I've learned from my dog, starring Penny.
Last one for me. If you decided to be a teacher instead of a radio host, what age would you teach and what subject?
Actually, I do teach, so this one's not terrible. My mom is a math teacher in high school, and I don't like teenagers. So, sorry. I'm going to ship my teenagers off to my mom so she can take care of them. I like 3rd and 4th graders because they're a hoot. They're smart enough to understand what you're talking to them about, but they're also really funny and still relatively innocent. And so if I were teaching 3rd and 4th graders, I'd probably teach history because I'm a total history buff, or I'd teach them an early cooking class, and we would just make cookies all the time.
If you could only make one of your favorite recipes for the rest of your life, which one would you do?
Only one recipe? Wait, this means I only get to eat one food for the rest of my life?
Hard to believe.
Or just I can cook one and order the rest. How about that? Smart. Getting around the caveat there. Let's see. I would say chili because I have about 7 versions of my basic chili, many of which I've shared with Isaac, as well as with other members of CBS Sports Radio. And there's so many things you can do with it. Plus, it's a balanced meal. You get the protein, you get the veggies, you get the salt. That's part of a balanced meal, right? No, it's just good. It's tasty, it's hearty, it fills you up. It also, beans. There we go. Also your legumes. Plus, there's a lot of different ways that I can vary it up. Like one time I made Isaac chili that had bacon in it. Who doesn't love chili with bacon? So yes, chili, a wondrous variety. Plus, I'm awesome at it. It's my famous recipe.
I remember that chili. It was delicious. It was called Grandma's chili or some special recipe.
It's now called Isaac's chili with bacon.
Question 5. What is your worst first date story? I did not make this question.
What? My worst first date story?
Yeah,
Seriously?
That's what the script says.
I mean, I've had so many. But I would say the worst first date I've ever had was the one where we just couldn't have a conversation. It was awful. I remember it was so awkward, and I communicate for a living, for heaven's sakes, but we couldn't talk. It was like if I wasn't asking him questions, the conversation just came to a grinding halt, which was terrible. But even worse than that, can I tell you my worst third date story ever?
Yes.
So this was a guy that I thought, okay, maybe there's some potential here. Until we got lost hiking on a mountain. It was hideous. The man turned into a complete and total baby, as in he didn't know what to do. He was almost immobile and couldn't come up with any way to get off this mountain. So my dog is dying because she hasn't had water in like 8 miles. We're lost in a mountain somewhere. This ranger actually comes by and he asks directions, and then the ranger goes away, and I tell him, I ask him, what did the ranger say? I don't know. I mean, he just
man's man.
He became completely useless. It was terrible. So that date, needless to say, ended badly. We got back to my house. Finally, we found our way out. He drops me off at my house. I get out of the car, still shell shocked, and didn't say a word, and just went into my house. It was really bad. So as much as the first date ones are awkward, and I remember this one so clearly where he and I just didn't talk, and it was like something out of a really bad comedy show. The third date, this date where we got lost hiking, worst one ever.
I'd rather go with the mute than the non-Magellan.
His name was Alex.
Oh, boy. Final question. What is your most...
At least it wasn't Isaac.
What is your most unique skill set outside of sports and broadcasting?
I'm supposed to pump myself up here? Like tell you what I'm
Yes.
good at?
Non-modest Amy.
Non-modest Amy. Wow. Well, I played basketball really well. I can't dunk, but when I was in high school, my coach made sure that he actually made me cry, my high school coach one time, because there was a week of practices where the rest of the team was all doing layups and they were doing drills and they were having fun. And he made me go on one end of the court all by myself. And he would not allow me to shoot with my right hand. So I'm right-handed. He made me put my right hand behind my back, and all I could do for the entire practice was to shoot layups and hook shots and make moves that I would shoot with my left hand. But it was the best thing he ever did for me because I became ambidextrous. And so underneath the hoop, around the hoop, low block, I could shoot either right or left. And it became a really good weapon. But I'm not kidding. I cried because I wanted to be at the other end of the court with everybody else. And instead he was making me practice by myself. And I thought I was being punished. But it was really smart. So I would say power forward, low block, backing somebody down, clearing a space, going over the top, left-handed. Yeah, pretty good skill. But also, I'm a great listener. Did you know that? Not just a really good talker, but my friends call me up when they need someone to listen to them.
Amazing. That's all we got.
That's it?
That's it.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your questions. I hope that you enjoy this latest version, the video version of Ask Amy Anything. Notice the shirt that I picked out for the occasion. For some reason, Chris thinks it looks like Easter. I don't think anything of the sort.
Hit me with your best shot.